Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a closer look at Deadly Class. This is the hardcover edition book 2. I've really enjoyed this series so far, and the last book left us on one hell of a cliffhanger. So let's have a closer look at the book itself, and then we'll come back and have a bit of a further discussion about my thoughts and just the craziness that kind of ensues. On the front we've got Deadly Class with one of our main characters. I'm rubbish with names, so you have to forgive me there. We've got Remender, Craig and Boyd, and this is volume 2, The Funeral Party. We've got Deadly Class 2, The Funeral Party, Giant Generator, and the creators on the side here. This book creaks a lot. On the back we've got 1988 in Morning in America and Blood Red New Dawn rises over King's Dominion. Marcus Lopez may have survived his freshman year by the skin of his teeth, but the final exam he and his classmates are about to face is going to test their deadly skills. Will they live? And their willingness to climb the success over the corpses of friends and foe alike. So this collects arcs 4 through 6 of Deadly Class trades. That is issues, I believe it says here, 17 through 31. And this is considered crime, romance, and showgaze. I don't even know what showgaze is. This is rated M for mature, and it's $49.99 US by the Giant Generator imprint of Image, which I believe is why Rick Remender's books are so massive. The hardcover is really well done. I'm going to just do a spread out here. As I say, this book creaks quite a lot. It's got a very nice spine that, say, the binding lifts away from it, and sort of quite easy to read. It's quite heavy in my hand though, so I'm going to pop that back down. As I said in the previous kind of videos for this, I really like the idea of how the art goes between more kind of flatter tone sequences to the kind of psychedelic sequences if they're like on drugs or going around kind of different public areas and stuff. And we do get a lot more action and stuff kind of going on in this book as well. Something I noted reading some of these larger books more recently is that if you're reading it through one way, the whole book almost starts to lean the spine that way. So at the end of a read through, you're actually best to take the whole book from the kind of the finished state and flip it a few pages back at a time, back over to the other side, and that seems to flatten out the spine again. So if you find that the binding and spine is sitting like slightly just ajar when your book's closed, try flipping it, the pages through the opposite way and see if that kind of flattens things back out for you. At the back here we've got a cover gallery. Really like that Spawn one. Some sketchbook stuff. And then some scripting, page layouts, and just sort of inking and stuff at the back as well, so that's all really cool. We've got the creators, and then sort of almost protected pages before we get to the back. That's what I was saying, so if you see the book now, you'll see that it's the back almost kind of sits slightly leaned to the right. So what I then do personally, as I say, is basically just flip the book back over the other way. And that seems to then level that out where it sits flat and straight again. I think it's just because of the sheer thickness of the pages in this book. They're almost like sheets of card. So that helps keep the book kind of straight. Another thing I've done after a read, if you've read kind of recently, is to place the book kind of up like this. So the main block of the book is pushing the spine back down flat again. If you put it in your shelf like that, quite tight, and leave it there for a couple of days before sitting it upright, I find that sometimes settles out the backs of the books a little bit better as well. But anyway, back on topic, that's Deadly Class, and let's discuss it a bit further. So the book basically picks up straight off the previous one. Obviously, it's just a continuous kind of run. So we go straight into the basically culling that is called upon at the end of the last book, where basically throughout the story there's been different, I guess, outsiders or not so elite kind of kids, and have either been invited into the school or managed to get into the school through whatever means, and they're basically being called out, and the sort of headmaster teacher sort of guy has told the class to go and basically kill these, what they're calling rats. And this kind of sets the tone for the book as it kind of goes. So we get some of these rats sort of working together, we get some of these sort of rats backstabbing each other to kind of earn their right to be there. We have characters sort of go missing. Just a lot of kind of craziness ensues in a very short period of time. And then the book then spends the rest of the time really sort of explaining that aftermath, but at the same time introducing the next sort of new wave of students into the school. So you've got all this madness going on with the sort of current year, if you like, and then you've got the new year coming in, and they're trying to kind of pretend that there's nothing kind of strange going on, but at the same time they're kind of getting twisted and pulled into it. So it makes you think a little bit as to why this didn't happen with them when they were the first years, with the previous year to them, because we didn't really see a connection to the other classes with, our intro class, if you like. But they're definitely connecting the whole school now, or at least they're connecting this class and the class below them. We're still not really seeing any classes above. It's been good fun. I've really enjoyed how it's all kind of twisted and turned and connected together, and every panel seems to count. I'm flipping back through pages and double checking things and stuff like that, because I'm like, oh, I missed that thing, or is that this reference to this? And I say it's really good. Like it's amazing sort of, I guess, teamwork between the artist and writer, because they've got it so on point to have you thinking and connecting all those kind of things. There was a couple of things with the art that threw me a little bit, and it's because two of the characters looked very similar throughout the first book, and kind of, throughout, with these sort of gothic-y looking girls with messed up kind of black hair, and sometimes from different viewpoints and things I would mess up in my head which one was which, and there's something that happens in this book where one of those girls upturn changes her look, and she goes for this more kind of preppy kind of blonde hair, kind of ponytail-esque type thing, and it makes her look very much like another character, which I then start messing those two up in my head. So that was a little bit disjarring, although once you kind of get your head to the right place, or maybe it's just me, it's fine, you kind of connect it up okay, and it's good. But overall, I didn't really have any issues with the art at all. I loved the quality of the sort of the layouts, the colours, the all the sort of different things going on throughout the book, and from an artistic sort of point. And the writing was really good. As with, it seems to be all of the sort of giant generator books done for Remender, they're extremely well built. The hardcover is really thick. The binding and spine are really good. The paper feels like it's like card, so it's almost overkill in some cases, but it's just, really, really well built. And on that point, I just sort of got the new Monstrous book. I'll be doing an overview of that separately, but that book is the opposite end of the scale. The hardcover feels really thin and flimsy. The paper stock doesn't feel great. And it's a bit of a shame there, because that book would have looked amazing in this form factor, size and quality, and it doesn't really feel like they've done it justice. I do like the book and I will enjoy reading it in the larger format to the trade, but a huge missed opportunity to make a really high quality tome like this over what they've obviously decided to go with. Anyway, side note. So I've enjoyed the book overall. It was a great read, and I look forward to what comes next. I've no idea when the hardcover 3 is coming out. I don't believe it's been solicited yet because I don't think they've got enough trades until the tail end of this year. So it'll be a bit of a waiting game there. But I've loved this overall, and I would recommend it to anybody who just enjoys stories with like twists and turns in sort of real life situations, or wants something with a bit more of that sort of 80s sort of twist. As always, comment below to let me know what you think of Deadly Class and how you've gone about reading it, if it's in trades or if you've waited for the sort of larger hardcovers. Share this video with your friends if you think they'd enjoy to learn a bit more about these books overall, and I'll see you guys in the next one.